In last class of our advanced Microsoft 365 course, we discussed about how we can manage the users and multi-factor authentication with the help of Azure Active Directory. As we know that, as we discussed before, the Azure Active Directory is one of important topics related to the Microsoft 365, because the Azure Active Directory contains lots of services. Those services can help us to manage our mailing related activity, because you know that if you plan to set up your on-premises exchange, you want to make a hybrid infrastructure for mailing services, then again Azure Active Directory come into the picture. If you want to synchronize the users from on-premises AD to Azure Active Directory, then again Azure Active Directory service or AD Connect tool can help us to manage our hybrid infrastructure. So I'm going to move another topic, another important options which are available on our Azure Active Directory panel. So in this class, I'm going to give you the complete information about the groups, because we discussed only about the users. So I'm going to give you the complete information about groups, and also we'll discuss about SSPR service. So let's move ourselves to the portal and discuss about the procedure and concept of these two important points. I'm Manjit Rawat, your online instructor, and please do subscribe your on Teach Me Cloud YouTube channel, because Teach Me Cloud is a single technical training based YouTube channel that give you 100% live practical based video without skipping any step. So I'm going to open our, I'm just going to log in our Office 365 portal, right? And then show you the steps how we can manage the users and what we can say that users and groups and SSPR services. Let me open the Azure Admin Center, right? We just need to open the Azure Admin Center. This is Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and just need to click on Identity. As we know that Microsoft did lots of changes over our 365 portal. Now we are able to see the entire options related to the Azure Active Directory by using intra.microsoft.com. So this is the URL, shortcut URL that help us to access our Azure Active Directory related services. Fine. So this is the panel. Let me click on the users, and we have already created multiple users. In previous class, we created Azure, GCP, support. 3 different users are available on our Azure Active Directory panel. So I'm going to create group, and let's talk about how many types of groups are available in Azure Active Directory and why we need to create group in case of production environment. So we just need to click on the groups, all groups, and it will redirect you on the page of groups, and we are able to find n number of groups are already available. Means these groups are considered as a built-in group, right? So you can consider like as a, in case of on-premises Active Directory domain services, we are able to find the group option, and built-in group are also available that we can use for the delegation services. As it is, n number of groups are available that we can use for the delegation for Microsoft 365 services. Let me create new group. Click on new group, and this is the type of group. You just need to select here, and we are able to find security and Microsoft 365. So as per the name suggests, the meaning of security, if you want to assign the license, if you want to create a group for the delegation purpose, you want to create a policy and apply the same policy to multiple users, so you always proceed with security group and put the users in security group and assign the same policy, and it will impact to the entire users that you added in the security group. Microsoft 365 group. So basically the work of Microsoft 365 group, like as a DL, distribution list, and you want to create a shared mailbox, so we always proceed with the Microsoft 365 group, right? So let me create a one group, one security group, demo hyphen group. Okay, this is the group name that I'm planning to create, and here we are able to find member shipping types. So yes, we are able to find 3 different options. One is assigned, and another is dynamic user, and another is dynamic devices. So the meaning of dynamic user in the sense like as the user that you want to select with the help of query in the sense you just need to click here. It will redirect you on the page of query where we need to provide the extension for the query. right? So dynamic user, you just need to create a list, and it's a kind of pool, you can say that, and n number of users are available in the pool automatically be a part of our group. As it is, if you select the dynamic device, so basically the dynamic device query you need to execute if you want to enroll multiple devices over a Microsoft Intune portal. So basically, which is considered as a autopilot. If you want to enroll your devices with the help of autopilot, so definitely by using this particular extension, we are able to expression, basically we are able to add our multiple devices. But I'm going to proceed with the assigned. When we select the option of assigned, it means that you are authorized to select your own user that you have. So in our case, we created GCP, right? So one GCP, another Azure. So let me add two different user and make it member of our group. We successfully proceed and create one group. And now why we need to do that, as we discussed before, if you want to assign the license to multiple user at a time and you want to enroll any kind of devices with the help of our group, so that time we can create a we can use the group option. Let me open the properties we just created, so you have to wait for a few more seconds. Right, we just created our group, so I'm just going to refresh the page and try to refresh our try to search our group, demo group, open it. What you want to do, I want to assign the license for this particular group, then the same license you will find to the entire users which are available in the particular group. Click licenses and select assignment, which license you want to assign. This is 365 license, and this one is mobility plus security E5, which is applicable for the Microsoft Intune services. I'm going to assign and save it, right? So once you assign the license to our group, the entire users that you added in this particular group, they all are able to access the same services which are available in the license. So guys, this is the way that we can use to configure the group over Azure Active Directory. And now we need to understand about the SSPR, self-service password reset. So as per the name suggests, the meaning of self-service password reset means users are able to reset their own password. But make sure you have an idea about the prerequisites. So for example, in our case, we have already created multiple users. This is our GCP user, so I'm going to activate SSPR service for this particular user. So what are the prerequisites? You must need to know about the prerequisite to configure the SSPR. The prerequisites are: user must contain their multi-factor authentication. You must need to configure MFA for the user, and P2 license. Yeah, the mandatory thing, you must need to activate the P2 license. Go to the billing, and we have already discussed. Click on the licenses part, click all products, and click try or buy, and we just need to activate Microsoft Intra ID P2 and activate it. I have already used it, so I'll already activated this particular P2 license, so that's why we are unable to access it again. So now these all are the prerequisites to configure SSPR. One is multi-factor authentication, and another is you need to activate the P2 license. So I think we good with the prerequisite. Let me check. I'm going to create new user to configure SSPR service. So new user, I'm going to create with name of telnet, okay, and display name is also telnet, account enabled, and let me create my own password. Fine, no need to do anything. telnet@teachmecloud.net and create. We successfully created the new user, and our responsibility to configure SSPR service for this particular account, this particular username. But before that, as we discussed before, you must need to activate, yes, you need to activate the multi-factor authentication for this particular user. To activate MFA, go to the 3 dot per user MFA and select your user to activate MFA, telnet, and enable it. This is mandatory if you want to set up multi-factor authentication. Now open incognito wizard, right? office.com, and I'm going to log in. I'm going to sign in office.com with the help of telnet user. Telnet at teachmecloud.net and provide password. It's mandatory to configure multi-factor authentication. If you want to set up the SSPR service, it's mandatory to manage our multi-factor authentication. So you need to use the tool of Microsoft Authenticator app. I'm just going to scan it, and it will provide you 6-digit code, and the code will help you to activate your MFA. Okay, we successfully activated the multi-factor authentication. Provide new password. Multi-factor authentication automatically successfully activated, and our responsibility to configure SSPR service. So as per the name suggests, SSPR, in case of SSPR, user can change their own password. Means no need to coordinate with the administrator. Users are able to manage their own password. Multi-factor authentication configured successfully for telnet user, and now let's talk about the SSPR, how we can manage. Very simple step that you need to use to configure SSPR service. Back to our root account, right? So I'm just going to open our root account. This is the root account panel, and to activate SSPR service, what you need to do, we just need to open users, all users. Under the all users, we are able to find password reset, right? Whenever we click on the password reset, it will redirect you on the page of SSPR. And we have 3 different options are available in SSPR panel. Self-service password reset enabled, selected, are all, are none, right? Think about it. None in the sense you don't want to use the SSPR service. You don't want to configure the SSPR service. For selected, it means that we don't have option to select individual user. You always proceed with a group. Means you need to attach the group in this particular icon and then save it. If you want to activate SSPR service for entire users that we have, the number of employees that the number of email IDs that you created in this particular account, we just need to click all and save it. That's it. This is the way that you can activate SSPR service. And now the user that you just created with name of telnet, the telnet user able to reset their own password. Sometime it will take time, like as you have to wait up to 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you are able to get impact of SSPR service. How we can do that? We just need to click on sign in, and as we discussed, I forgetted the password for telnet user, so you just need to find one option. You will find one option, forgotten my password. You need to click here and provide the code that you are able to find, HC at something. This is the captcha, auto generated captcha that you need to provide, and proceed to next, right? So by using this particular method, we are able to reset our password. The users can reset their own password. I hope everyone able to understand about the procedure, how we can manage the SSPR and create groups over our Office 365 portal using Azure Active Directory. So that's it, guys. We'll connect soon in another session and discuss about hybrid, how we can synchronize the users from on-premises AD to Azure Active Directory. So let's connect tomorrow and discuss more about advanced Microsoft 365 course. Take care, guys. Bye bye, and do subscribe here on Teach Me Cloud YouTube channel. Bye, guys.